Hi. So I've been sitting here and it's actually, I wish I could show you. I'm not sure if I can. The sun is coming up. Uh, it's been um, quite a night. I I've been talking to a buddy of mine who went through a really hard surgery because he and I met 3 years ago. We've never actually like physically like face to face met because we both have epilepsy, and I met him on the Epilepsy Foundation of America website through a chat group. And one of the best things I could say about Epilepsy Foundation is that they give you a support group. They really do. They give you a support group, and you can. Sorry, I've been cheering up because I've been talking to him. Um, you get to know people who have the same issues as you have, who you know go through a lot of the day to day shit, shit that you have to deal with. Um, when you have something that a lot of people don't understand. And he has it so much worse than I have. I actually have what I consider to be a very mild form of epilepsy in comparison to what he has. There are so many different um, levels to how seizures affect people in their life, and it's 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 a brain malfunction. I wish people could understand. It's a brain malfunction. It has many times it has to do with uh, being born with a brain malfunction, being born and with uh, having neurological synapses that don't do what they're supposed to do that they do for other people. And we are just now getting to a point that we're starting to understand this. And even myself, I have had issues with, like, not personally, but I have had friends that have issues with uh, things that people consider would be mental uh, issues, mental health issues. And epilepsy tends to be part of it because it's taken so many years for people to understand. I'm trying to be good about this. For people to understand that um, your brain is the same as your heart. It's the same as your kidneys. It's the same as your liver. It's the same as any other organ in your body. It has its function. And our brain is our computer for our entire body. And we only know 10%. And I say we as if I'm not doing anything, just so you know. I'm not doing anything to assist people with neurological issues other than the fact that I have one. Um, but I was I kind of had my own epiphany in a sense this evening, morning, talking to him because I do not have the kind of seizures that he has. Well, we have similar ones. We've talked about it. But when it comes to the severity of what's going on in his brain, his shit's a lot more off than mine is. And to the point that, uh, there was a contemplation that he may have to have surgery, brain surgery, to fix the fact that he was having so many seizures in his life. And instead, he opted to try one final measure, which was having a device implanted in him that uh, releases electrical impulses, and I go like this because it's there. I will never say that I know everything about it, but I do know that there is a nerve that runs pretty much through our throat up into our brains, and it's not something that they believe really does anything other than it attaches itself. So the implants that they do for people with really bad seizures and epilepsy, they put it in their neck, and it just kind of releases small electrical pulses and impulses, pulses that trigger up into the brain and keep the brain working so that it doesn't shut down on itself, which is what would tend to cause. I don't really want to say shut it down. Um, a lot of seizures happen when the brain is overloaded, and people think that it's just like a computer. Like our brains are the computer for our bodies, but it doesn't, like suddenly shut down when you have epilepsy and restart itself. It does to a degree, but it actually is the fact that your brain gets overloaded and almost kind of zzz out, and you have to restart it. And this implant that he got, the VNS, is meant to keep having impulses sent up to his brain so that he doesn't get those. He doesn't get the overloaded. He doesn't get the stoppage. He doesn't get anything like that. And I have never had to deal with that. He has. It's a different form of epilepsy. Epilepsy isn't the same thing. Some people have issues with light. Some people don't. Some people have different triggers, different everything. It takes years to figure out what triggers you and what doesn't. And when you get to a point where just modern day-to-day stuff isn't helping you, you have to find other technological help. And I am so grateful that our technology has got to the point where you can literally put something into somebody's body that helps impulses that like helps pulses different electricity into their brain and keeps their shit going, because he has gone an entire month without having a seizure. And he had brain trauma when he was younger, and it's gotten worse and worse and worse. And for the past decade, he's had to deal with 2 to 3 just drop down seizures. And I'm talking about the seizures where you piss yourself. He doesn't remember anything that happened. Sometimes he forgets 3 to 4 hours before his seizure. He has memory lapses, that kind of stuff. And now he doesn't know what to do with himself. He doesn't know what to do with himself because he hasn't had a seizure in a month. That's 3 seizures that he has. That's several weeks of him not having to deal with the amnesia, the terror, the having to remember shit, the forgetting shit, and he doesn't even know what to do with himself. just because he went without 3 of them, for a month. And I'm so happy for him that I've been crying about it. I've been talking to him for hours about it because, he hasn't had a chance to get online and express to me and the other group that he's with about, how it affects him. And we were all like, I'm like, dude, you gotta shut up. I'm crying. I'm probably gonna have to do a video or something just for myself. I don't even know if I'm gonna post it, but I'm doing it for myself. But just the fact that there's that kind of technology out there to help people is just amazing. I'm so happy for it. I don't know who did it, who made it, who started it, but thank you. Because there's life changing things that just even emotionally it gets to me, because I totally get it. I mean, I've been uh, I have to think about it for a second. Almost 6 years, almost 6 years seizure free, and even I look back on it. I can remember the last seizure I had before I no longer had seizures. I can remember what it felt like. I can remember the fear of it. I can I remember so much. It's hard to explain. And to know that this dude has gone without seizures for a month, I totally get it. I'm amazed every day at myself and the fact that I haven't had them, because it is so life changing. And I just really hope that people can start to understand a little bit more about the brain. It's not just mental health, it's people who actually have shit wrong with them. I'm not trying. I try to make light of it, but I'm not trying to make light of it. I laugh. I laugh because I spent over 30 years, almost 30, 37 years. I can tell you straight out. I spent 37 years not realizing what was wrong with me, only to find out that I have a hole in my head, and it affects shit. And I had to learn to deal with it. I had to learn what triggers me. I've had to learn all those things. And I just so grateful right now. And like it just I'm watching him change his life and watching what it does to other people, watching what it does to me, just knowing what it does to me is just absolutely amazing. And I really hope that two things happen. I hope that people understand more about mental health issues, that there are people that can't control it. There are people that have holes in their brains. There are people that have just knocked their head about too much and have caused too much issues in their brain. There's so much we don't know about this. We only know 10% of our brains. And the fact that we at least know enough to be able to push electrical probes into the brain in a consistent and a certain time, a certain frequency, to stop people from having this and allowing them to just have a normal life. It sucks enough to try to have a normal life when you have one where people think you're disabled. It's even worse. It doesn't matter what kind of disability you have. If as soon as somebody says disability, people look at you in such a different way. And I hope the best for this dude. I really do. I hope, dude, I hope, I hope next month he hasn't had a seizure. I hope in 3 months he hasn't had a seizure. I hope in 4 months he hasn't had a seizure. I hope we can celebrate this shit a year from now, 2 years from now. I just really hope the best for this dude. And I really, really, it's indescribable that technology has gotten us to where we have. So all of you nerds and weirdos and people that you know, think big, think big, and make that shit happen, because you can't tell me that 100 years ago people didn't think shit like this would be Futurama, out of this world kind of shit. You know, the kind of technology that we have nowadays. Just keep creating, be the creators. You're helping so many people. You're helping so many people. And not even the people that you're helping. You're affecting people that, dude, I've only, like, yeah, you're helping so many people. It affects more than you will ever know. Just keep doing that shit. I fucking love it. Can't say anything more about it. I just a great night, a great morning, a great everything. Like I've been up for hours. The sun's coming up, and I need to go to bed. But I just great. Love you guys. Bye.